Here we are live. I have Dr. Gail Skywalking with Moon here. So excited to have you, Dr. Gail. And this is Galactic Conversations.
Yes, it's always exciting, Val, that we do
Always
this.
exciting. And today we're going to talk about Arcturians, a precursor to your show with Terry.
Yeah, well, Terry and I are tomorrow. It was funny when she said that because Terry and I are recording about Arcturians tomorrow, and I'm going, oh, okay, this is a great warm up for that.
It's a warm up, and there's so much material to talk about. It's really kind of fun and exciting. So I want all of you who are coming in now, and as you watch on the replay, go to Dr. Gail Skywalking with Moon, like and subscribe, and leave a comment, please, because this always helps with the algorithms. Go to Amazon.com, buy her new book and her soon to be published second book in the series.
Yes, it'll be coming out soon. Is all I'm going to say. I'm not going to give it
a watch for it. Yeah, because it is her first book, How I Learned to Fly a Spaceship, is it? Yeah. It is fun.
And the next one is How I Met an Alien. Yeah.
Yeah. And I have to say, it is a fun read and full of information. And so you have to have an adventure and buy that, because it's really fun.
But I like these names. Shooting Star, I love that name. And
yeah, isn't that pretty?
Is that Rossi's new? Is that new for you, Rossi? Adding the 1111. Is that new for you, Rossi?
Yeah, that seems like it is for Rossi.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that's nice.
Thanks for putting that book in, Rossi.
And
but thanks for having me, Val. It's always fun.
Yeah. It is absolutely fun. Absolutely. And I forgot to tell you backstage. So I'm having this dream. I'm in this morning, and it's you and I. We're doing something, but it's about energetic frequencies and bringing in higher frequencies. I don't know what we're doing, but you were in my dream.
Wow. Was it a stressful dream? Was
it a what?
Was it stressful? Or was it? It wasn't stressful. Okay, good. That means
I mean, it was just work. Whatever we were doing, we were working.
Anytime I have stress dreams, it's always me working in the operating room. It's
Let's
always
just say it was tiring. I didn't wake up refreshed.
Oh my gosh.
We were definitely we had a job to do. That's what we were doing. So
Roxy, it's not new, but it's the full handle. Okay. That's good to know. I hadn't seen all that before, but I like it.
And I want to say hi to Faye Cole, Shooting Star, Rossi, Suzanne, all of you. Thank you for joining us. We're just getting started here on the Arcturian topic. And I have to say, I have talked to the Arcturians for many, many years. They've channeled through information to me, and even gave me an activation. I mean, probably a lot of them, different ones, but one in particular that was so vivid, like being in the middle of the pyramid, of the big pyramid at Giza in Egypt, and having that experience of feeling like I'm really there. So that was pretty dramatic. And I know you have had lots of interactions with the Arcturians, Dr. Gail. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, I have them. I am a hybrid, so I am a human Arcturian hybrid. So that Arcturians are my family, and I've only visited them once. I've gone to their planet to visit, and I never can go back because I came back crying. I didn't want to leave.
Yeah.
And so it was hard for me. So I know if I knew when I left, if I ever went back, I would never leave the next time. Mm-hmm. So that was hard for me. That was really hard.
I bet that was hard. That would be hard. And for any of you who have had any of those experiences where you've been on the other side, even, it's a similar kind of feeling where, because Arcturians are very high dimensional, so they're going to be in this feeling, this unity consciousness. It's a feeling that you don't want to leave. Just like when you're having a near-death experience and people don't want to come back to her.
Right. Yeah.
Similar to that. Yeah. So that's understandable. So I have a little bit of material here to really fact check with you. And you told me backstage a little shocking thing. Arcturians aren't just the tall blue Arcturians. Tell us about how many different varieties are there?
There's three varieties, and there's the tall blue, which we're all familiar with. They're the ones that are most present. They're the ones that are whispering in our ears, helping us along, helping us on our ascension plan. But there's the short blues, and then there's the greens. And I have a picture. I don't know. Here's a picture of an Arcturian, and that where there's that's a stone or crystal that's in their head that they put in their heads. They have, and then there's the tall blues, short blues, and then there's the green ones.
Oh, wow.
So there's 3 different types, and I can't remember the names of them, but tomorrow we'll I was telling about
tomorrow you will.
We'll do the video because this got me a little a surprise. I can't pronounce those names, but I'll have them at least be able to spell them.
That'll be fun. I'll be watching that. So, according to the material I have, the Arcturians are highly evolved collective consciousness originating from the star Arcturus, a brilliant orange gold star in the Bootes constellation, about 36 light years from Earth. So they are 5th to 9th dimensional civilization. So there are different, apparently, even still, I don't know if this is really factual, that there are 7th, 8th, and 9th dimensional levels of Arcturian consciousness. Would you say that? Would you agree with that, Dr. Gail?
Well, I'm going to put it this way, is they really don't honor or believe in that kind of system.
Okay.
That's a human thing.
Okay.
So I'm not sure how they quantify it. I don't think they do. But so I don't know. We can read on that, see if that's correct.
Yeah. Let's do that.
So what would be the question?
So the question is, are there 7th, 8th, and 9th dimensional levels of Arcturian consciousness where on each level they're doing different things? They're doing different jobs. And so they have different alignments.
They go to the 12th.
It goes to the 12th?
Well, I heard that's what they just told me. They said to the 12th. So let me see. Do they go to the 12th?
Okay. Yeah. That's what I would have thought too.
So, I mean,
because they're so highly advanced. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, they just put that in my ear. 12th. I went, okay. So I was going to go 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. I was going to go all the way up, but I just got 12th. Thanks for the shortcut, guys.
They also say that their essence is crystalline plasmic light surrounded by sacred geometry and harmonic resonance rather than biological tissue. Did they glow? Did they have the glow?
I don't know what you just said, Val.
Oh, you don't? Okay. Let me layman talk me.
I know so because they're different and they wear suits that let them adapt to Earth because the gravity is so heavy here. Yeah. So I don't know that I've seen actually their body without a suit on to validate that information. I
mean, do you know how they talk about the tall whites? that kind of like glow.
Right.
That's why I kind of like the thought
Well,
I'm
the
getting
crystals,
about the
the crystals
Arcturian. But
glows.
yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking about that. But because they're more light body, but I mean, let's just say they can present themselves any way they want. Come
Yeah,
on.
I don't know that's very technical. I only go by my experience, and my
Yeah.
experience is usually when they get in trouble, they don't have their suit, and they carry a cream that they need to put all over their body to be able to breathe.
Yeah.
And so these are the things I know personally about them. Those kind of things, that kind of information, I would have to read on it and verify it because it's not personal information that I know.
Yeah. Well, according to this material, they are they are really genetic designers and engineers of dimensional fields. So I don't even know what that all means, but I know what. Oh, and they have ancient galactic councils.
Well, they do move dimensionally easily. That's why they don't have that linear thought process like we do on dimension, because they can move all over the place and all the different dimensions all different and just move all along it.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. And apparently they were an early progenitor of ours. Apparently they were here and they actually did, because I asked, is our DNA related to them? Are we them or are they us? And in a sense, they said, yes, they are our ancient selves and our future selves at the same time.
well, that's another thing we need to verify, because I don't know how much they have, because I'm thinking you're talking about their DNA, that they've interfered with our DNA.
Yes.
I don't know how much they have done with the DNA because they really honor no interference on humans. So let's read on that one.
Yeah. Okay. And I'm just going to throw this in there before we read on it. They say, yes, they are related to us, but not in the linear biological sense. Humanity contains Arcturian DNA codes within its multidimensional genome. Many souls incarnated on Earth carry Arcturian lineages, meaning aspects of their oversoul are housed in Arcturian collectives.
Where did you get that information, Val?
This is my secret place where I get information.
ChatGPT.
Well, here's what it says. The lineages were woven during the great seeding cycles when Arcturian consciousness collaborated with Sirian, Pleiadian, and Andromedan councils to establish Earth's original blueprint.
Okay. Well, this is how I would see. I see that. Let's all that. Okay, how that happened is like Lemuria.
Yeah.
They like to be called Lemurians. They're a mixed breed. Arcturians, Sirius, Palladians. So I think, this is what I'm thinking, skipping that Google gobble whatever, is since it's mixed race in there, that's what happened. Is the races got mixed. Not that they played with the genes, it's just it became mixed race during those times. And and it's just not Lemuria, it's the other place. What was that?
I said okay.
Okay, well, let's read on that, because this is just my opinion. This is not ChatGPT, AI, or anything. This is
let me just preface this by saying it doesn't matter whether you Google this in a browser window or whether you go to AI or whatever you're going to. It can only pull from what's out there in the written works.
Exactly.
So it doesn't matter where you're going. It's the written works are out there where these are the constructs that humanity is perceiving about the Arcturians. So basically there are people out there these are the ideas and thoughts that other people have on the Arcturians. So I'm just validating through you, who have had more conscious contact than any of us.
Well, I want to know if it's true because they don't interfere with humans. So them interfering with the DNA, which is that's kind of saying they did, I question that because they're very strict on themselves, I would say.
They said they didn't here when I read it. It said not in a linear sense,
I
but
think,
we carry multidimensional Arcturian like codes within us. In other words, when we're in the oversoul, so there's source, there's the monad, and there's the oversoul, and we come out of the oversoul as individuated sparks of divine source going on these missions. So when you're in the oversoul, your collective includes Arcturian. But I don't know if you'd call it DNA information, that genome they called it. So yes,
but
on that level, when you incarnate into the physical body, that's a whole different thing. But when you're in the oversoul, yes, you have Arcturian genome. I think that's probably true.
Well, okay. Can it be as simple as what I just said?
What's
that they started mixing races.
Yeah.
In Lemuria and Atlanta. Yeah. I mean, can it be just that simple? That's how we've got the Arcturian hybrids. And
I think it is.
Well, I'm going to say, why don't we read on that? If it's that simple, then it's that simple. And I think the codes are coming in because we do contain, they go to what they know. Those codes are going to go to those Arcturian genodes or whatever is going to go to that. They're going to find those people who have it, and it's going to go to them. Those people can understand the codes or accept those codes and house them. But
here's emergence. So emergence to me, not the literal reading of this card, but emergence to me means this is all emerging from us, emerging out of us. This information that from ancient times, we have this within us, and from the oversoul, and we're merging more and more with our
and well, I understand all about the soul, but as I'm saying, I'm breaking it down to more in simplicity, biological, that the mixed race was occurring in Atlantis and Lemuria. The mixed races were occurring, and that's how we emerged from that as having those DNAs in us.
I agree. That's probably true. That makes sense. Okay. And then the next question I asked was how the Arcturians interface with humanity. What do you know about that?
They not interfere, but they can whisper and suggest. So they're going individually, whispering and suggesting. And if you're listening, they find out who's going to listen, and then they and then you get more information, or they're activating the information you already have. It's my take on it. Go ahead.
I love that. I love that because it's, I mean, mine just don't, well, they whisper in a way. I channel them and they're telling me stuff. So yeah, they definitely want to communicate with us in no uncertain terms. They're really here to interface with us and help us in some way. But yeah, dream time, and they interface with us through dream time, telepathic communication, telepathic channeling like I do, light ship interface. Dr. Gail knows about that kind of thing, whatever words we use. And
well, I can tell you their spaceship is the quietest spaceship I've ever been on. So quiet because they're telepathic that you humans, they don't even have to monitor us because they know where we are because we're so noisy compared to them. It is eerie quiet on their spaceships.
Because they're just telepathically communicating. Yeah. it's probably I've read so many times that beings that telepathically communicate can't stand the noise of our minds. Our human minds are just constantly.
Yeah. When I was being taught how to fly a spaceship, I asked a guy that was teaching me how did he deal with humans, and he really didn't give me an answer. It was almost like we became good friends, but I'm thinking he got the worst assignment ever to come teach me.
Yeah.
What did you do wrong?
That's hilarious. Let's see. Another thing is about a little bit more about Arcturians being on Earth now, and you're one of them. So here you are. You're on Earth right now. Also, I asked, are they actually here? And they said yes. Some are actually here in whatever energetic form they show up as, but a lot of them are just energetically not visible to us, but it's just watching.
Some are visible, some are working here.
Some are working here. Yeah.
They're working in the labs and things, and they're working with their corporates and different things like that. So they're working, but they do have to have, I think, special living quarters and special things. I don't think they can just go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, they have to have special things to make them comfortable and acclimated to here for sure. And then they went into many Arcturian frequencies anchor in power nodes, really spots, sacred places on the earth where it's full of Arcturian energy. And they said Sedona, Mount Shasta, the Himalayas, Egypt, and that big rock out there in Australia, Uluru, whatever it is, that one.
To see how you pronounce that.
I don't even know how to pronounce it. I used to, but I forgot it now. Ayers Rock is another. It's a name they call Ayers Rock, I think. So, what do you say about that, Dr. Gail? Any particular places where it's really they've anchored in a lot of Arcturian power spots?
I really don't know. I was connected with Mount Shasta, is all I can say. I was there for 2 years, and that was my connection with them.
Yeah, my 2 years with Mount Shasta seems to be a
right. It's a mixed race in there. It was Arcturians, Syrians, Palladians that are mixed in there. So, I can only vouch for Mount Shasta.
Yeah. Okay.
I've been to Sedona, but I didn't feel as connected like I did with.
I've been to Sedona too, and it didn't feel as connected as, say, for me when I was in Egypt. The Arcturian energy for me in Egypt was huge, and that tied to my energy transmission that I got from them, where I was activated and I was transported in my mind to the Great Pyramid of Giza in Egypt, having this activation. So yeah, that was true for me of Egypt, and Mount Shasta as well. But at the times I was not understanding where those energies, those components were coming from, or what any of that was. I just was there and experienced these big things. Yeah. Whether it's Mount Shasta or in Egypt, I didn't. Many times, and it's funny we're having this conversation to kind of anchor down some of this concept and energy, because most of the time when we experience all of these things, we do it in the abstract. It just is. We don't put human language with it and try and anchor it in and understand it, because it's beyond our language, beyond our understanding, beyond our capability. But we're taking a stab at it today, just really looking into some of this. And one of the things is their assistance to humanity is subtle, multidimensional, and profoundly architectural. So they're saying one of the things is DNA recalibration. I have to say they've done that for me. I don't know what you've experienced, but call it by any other name. They shift us in some way. And they're saying it awakens the dormant crystalline strands, and bridge the carbon to silica-based light DNA. So really, they're enlightening you in some way. What would you say, Dr. Gail? Does that sound
really to say about any of that?
It really happened to me, so I can speak from experience.
I think we are getting activated, but I'm not sure if it's just the Arcturians, though. I mean, that's what the question mark was in my.
It is. We're not talking about, well, today, for today's purposes, we're only talking Arcturian.
Right.
Activations and light code information come from many sources. That is a given. It isn't just the Arcturians, but the Arcturians is our conversation today, and I can vouch for that DNA recalibration for sure, and more from the Arcturians. Yes, if you call on them, they'll come in and they will work with you in no uncertain terms very quickly. This is my experience. And that was, by the way, not now. That was like in 2004, this was happening, or 2003. So many years I've had this communication and all this stuff going on. So way before this awakening time or any of this was happening to me. So also they're saying they support our Earth's crystalline core as it harmonizes with the galactic central sun. Do you know about any of that, Dr. Gail?
No.
Because you know what? It's just like I said before. We are just doing our thing. We're not taking it and turning it into Earth language or trying to dissect it and understand. It just is, and we're doing it, whatever we do. But in some ways, it helps us understand the greater sense of areas that they might be interfacing with. So healing technologies, transmitting blue, violet, Arcturian light for cellular and etheric repair. You do know something about this with your Solaris Healing Center.
Right.
What can you tell us?
Well, that's what I bring in, the blue light. I've used blue light or light therapy a lot. And I was taught a lot about it when I was first started working on a spaceship, when I was a neurosurgeon, taking out implants and repairing different brain waves and things. We used blue light for healing the nervous system so that your own body can heal itself. Yeah. And so the blue light is powerful, and it comes from the Solaris Healing Center. Now, it is on a star that is the Solarians that are on that star, but all angels, power animals, everybody goes there and gets their own healing, all these higher beings, and that is their special place to get their own healing. So I'm privileged to be able to go there or use it whenever I do the Solaris Healing Center.
Cool. So when you're actually doing the Solaris Healing Center, are the people who are in the chat, do they actually in some form get transported to that Solaris Healing Center, or
no, they allow me to bring that energy to the chat.
Okay.
They allow me to bring it to the chat. Everybody goes into that blue healing light. When you walk into the Solaris Healing, you're walking into a blue light. So when you walk in that door, you automatically start your own healing.
So the portal is your show, is that Solaris Healing Center. The minute they come in the chat, they're in the room.
Right.
They're in the room, the light.
Right. And even in that room, there's only certain people that get on the table that get a different kind of healing that
Oh,
needs more. But everybody is standing against the walls, just standing in the light, just standing in the blue light.
yeah,
And that's how it is in the chat. I only can get to so many people and try to help with their issues, but everybody who is in that chat is getting healing.
perfect. That's wonderful. And you do that once a month for
Yeah,
now?
once a
Okay.
month. Right.
Yeah, that's wonderful. That is a great service. How did that come about, by the way? I mean, how did you start to do that?
Don't even really know. I mean, my pilot, Monte, the one that taught me how to fly a spaceship, is from that star. And so
Yeah.
he took me there visiting his star. And actually, that information's in my second book. And so he took me there, and when he let me walk in there, I was like in awe of the healing that was going on and who was in that Solaris Healing Center. I just couldn't believe all the people. I mean, I was seeing Jesus and angels and elephants and donkeys, all sorts of things in there.
It seems very clear that they wanted you to mention this because it's in your new book coming up. And they really want people to go buy your book too, because that was quite a segue.
That was
Unknowingly.
Yes, that was a segue.
Unknowingly. So it's going to be out soon. Dr. Gail, do you have any estimate how long it'll take for that to be on Amazon, for instance?
I don't want to lie. I don't know.
I don't want to lie, but well, just give us a guesstimate. We won't hold you.
It's out by December. I'm hoping.
Okay, folks, you heard it here. Maybe if we're lucky, it'll be out by December. If it gets pushed, go, January, it's in that time frame. So, okay, now we know. And we'll, of course, let all of you know.
Because in my first book, I kept going, I'm writing it. I kept doing that for years.
I understand. There's that feeling like you're never going to get it done, and people are waiting. But so I love that. Okay, so how do they teach people? Like, they interface with humanity in some way, and they take them up on the ships. How are they interfacing? Do they educate us? What's going on as far as us?
I think it's whatever you're wanting. For me, it was them that did a lot of the medical. They have been grooming me from all my life on the medical side, because I went into nursing, and then I went into working in the operating room, and I specialized in neurosurgery, which is brain surgery, back surgery. I also specialized in open heart surgery. And then I went back to school to become a chiropractor, where I was learning different things about how the spine connects to all the organs and things. And then I learned energy work, which they had put somebody with me for 6 weeks to teach me energy work. So they had been mapping out my life, all my life, to gear me towards that direction. Because when I walked into the spaceship and walked into the operating room for the first time, and I was actually the surgeon at this time, I knew the equipment. It's equipment I hadn't used on Earth. It was fancier, more exciting, and I got to use all these different things. Like I got to add in the light therapy, chakra therapy. I had a stoplight that looked all the chakras to make sure, so there was so much more that it all had come together when I did that. But they have directed me for an infant on all this, and going into the medical, and you think, oh, it was my idea. It was never my idea. They were whispering in my ear, Gail, go to nursing school.
They were. I mean, of course.
In the operating room.
Of course. It was all meant to be for your path, as what you're doing now.
Right.
Of course, as it should be. And let's see. I just wanted to put this up here. Patricia says, I watch what they do when they're working on someone on a med bed.
Yeah.
So are the beds like technology, or are they crystalline, or are they what does some of their equipment look like?
Well, I'm going to say that's all above. Well, on the Athena, I'll go on the Athena. It's an Arcturian spaceship, but it is
Yeah.
all species that works on that. But on that spaceship, when it's handling a lot of traumas, it's called the restoration room.
Oh,
I think this is in my second book also.
I like that. Restoration.
Restoration room, and they had all these lines where clone bodies were hanging in there, but then they also had on this side where it was whirlpool type things, and bodies were laying in the side. So you had a choice. There were several rooms you had to go through to make your decisions on what you wanted to do. If you wanted to get out of your body and go to a different life, you went to another room. And if you wanted to keep your body, stay in the same life, you went into the restoration room. Then you had to decide if you wanted this body or you want a new clone body over there, and your consciousness leaves and stays above, and your body's down being repaired if you decide to go that route. It's real interesting.
Oh, that is interesting. And it makes sense too. So is it, as far as soul retrieval and timeline harmonization, they're saying assisting humanity to integrate aspects of other lifetimes or dimensions. Have you ever done that for other people, or do you know of them interfacing for this kind of thing? I always assume we do it ourselves.
Well,
We're pulling in and integrating our parallel lifetimes, since all time is now and there is no past, present, or future. There's only the eternal now. So we're integrating all these aspects, all these. Imagine the oversoul. You're the individuated sparks going down, and you just don't come down into this one lifetime. You're coming down all at once into all your different lifetimes that you're going to explore aspects of. And all the gifts, all the abilities, coalescing them into this one now lifetime. In other words, you're becoming the grand whole of it all, which wasn't the original game, but it's now what we're doing.
You think the human body is the one that's coming in the grand?
Not the human. Yeah. I'm just saying, before now, we've never done this before. We have never been able to step into our light body while on Earth and be all these things in a human body all at once. And that now a lot of people feel it happening, where they're pulling in their concurrent lifetimes into this and collapsing it in. All the gifts, all the abilities, all that knowledge of who they are, who they've been in multiple fragment lifetimes, into this now moment, harmonizing it all and letting go of the story of that, but actually being their monad, their soul, while in the body. It's almost like saying you are that Buddha consciousness or that Christed consciousness while you are in the body. It's happening for everyone. That is happening for everyone who wants to open up for it. It is. It isn't. I feel like it's a mechanism as you open up to your multidimensional self. This is a natural occurrence, and it never occurred to me that Arcturians are helping with that. And that was the question.
Well, yeah, they're helping with that.
Okay, see, there you go.
Yeah, well, but I was going. Well, I'm thinking this is a limiting thought process to think that is. Why wouldn't it be the other lifetime that is all happening in? That we're kind of stepping. Just my mind's wandering to why.
You're in the eternal now. There is no other. You are it. So you're just bringing your perspective to the wholeness. That's all you're doing. Don't get caught up in the idea that there's a that and there's a that and there's a that. No, the truth is It's just the eternal now. You're bringing all your focus and awareness to the eternal now. That is the only truth. Everything else is just a story. So going and saying, well, why wouldn't it be? No, because that's not even true. You're in the eternal now. Your consciousness is here. This is it. Boom. And it's happening. You're coalescing it all together. But that's just me. That's just my understanding.
I'm glad you said
I'm sorry, Dr. Gail.
that's fine. I'm glad you did it like that. That's my understanding.
Well, I mean, because we're all unique and we're going to see it different ways.
Right.
And what we get to be right. Every one of us gets to be right in our understanding because it's our universe that we have created. So that's kind of like the paradox of everything, is that there isn't anybody who's wrong about how they think about whatever it is. It's going to be right for them, and it's going to work that way for them because that's what they believe.
Yeah, because
that's how consciousness works. What you focus on, what your beliefs.
I look at myself as this is just a suit, and my soul is the collection of what you're all talking about coming in.
Yeah.
The soul is human is just one little aspect of it, and I don't look at as my human body is that what you're talking about.
No, the human vessel. Okay, so your individuated soul fragment is projecting down into this vessel. This vessel is shifting DNA. This vessel is collecting higher vibrational frequencies. It is, shall we say, being recalibrated, recreated to hold more light than it ever has before. So it is evolving like Mother Earth is evolving. Your human body is that Mother Earthly vessel because it's made out of those things. But also, you are more than that. You're this being of source energy. And as you are shifting and evolving and becoming more high frequency, and all these things are happening to your cellular structure, to your light body, to all the aspects of you, all the layers of you in this now. The vessel is holding the light, just like when Buddha walked on the earth, just like when Yeshua or Jesus walked on the earth. It holds, the vessel is holding the light, but it is possible to hold the higher consciousness, the source energy, fully understood, fully aware. And that is what I'm saying is happening for humanity, and why, as you become more aware, you're aware of all your concurrent lifetimes, of all your parts and pieces of experience. And it just naturally happens that you are really becoming aware of everything because you are all that is. So that's the spiritual, that's the big picture of the energetic view of everything in terms of the Earth School, what's happening on the Earth School. I can't speak to anything else because this is third density, and we're trying to shift out of third density. And third density, going to fourth and fifth dimensional frequencies, allows us to have those higher perspectives and views. But we've never done this before. It's unique.
Okay.
So here we are. Anyway, so that's just my experience. Nobody has to agree or have it themselves, but that's how I experience everything. So humans working with Arcturians. Many humans collaborate consciously or unconsciously on interdimensional missions with the Arcturian councils of light. These may include you can tell me if this is wrong, dream state operations in etheric healing temples, which we did validate just now, or grid work where portals are opened and stabilized, council exchanges to plan new Earth systems of governance or education and energy. I don't know about that. Quantum template restoration, which you every being can embody that on Earth, basically, in their in these activations that are happening. So, what's your experience as to humans working with Arcturians? They do work in the dream state for sure. Because I mean, I'm sure I'm doing stuff, but I don't know. I don't remember.
Well, I mean, they do it any way they can. Do your dream state, or if you're receptive to it during meditation, just what you're receptive to. And as I said, they just seek out the people who are receptive to them.
So, like, in your view, if somebody just sat down in meditation and started talking to the Arcturians, would they immediately get responses and have people and beings show up in their telepathic communication or in their lives in some way?
I don't think you could quantify that. Some people maybe yes, right in the beginning. Other people might have to have a journey, and they might have to be activated to get to where they can. I don't know the answer to that.
Okay, so as far as communication, I know it's kind of hard for you because you've been communicating with them for years. But then
knowing it, I've only been knowing that I've been communicating with them for 5 years. So it's not,
5 years.
I was not aware of it before then.
Okay. It's hard for me to remember that because literally when you were a child, you were having all these experiences.
Yes, I was. Yeah, I started going up to a spaceship as an infant. Yeah.
So I'm going, well, weren't they Arcturian?
Well, actually, no. The one that was helping me was a Palladian woman that was like my mother on the spaceship. So it's just different beings, different interactions. I don't really know. I don't think we'll ever know until we reach that level where we could join them and ask questions directly.
Yeah.
Well, not ask the questions, understand the answers, because there's a lot of times I can ask a question and they'll give me an answer. And it's just like, whoo, don't even understand that.
Yeah, I have to say the same thing here. They give a lot of, they're very, some of them seem like they're giving you a roadmap to something. I mean, they're very technical in a way. Mine are very technical. So
yeah, technical and mine are medical and technical.
Yeah, and so I'm like, yeah. Anyway, sometimes I don't understand either, but so really, I feel like for me, and you may be dead on about this because I'm not everyone. I'm me. When I called on them, they came, but that's me.
Yeah, you've been doing metaphysical all your life.
Yeah. Yeah. But I feel like now the frequencies are so high and that there's nothing stopping you. There's nothing in the way.
So
I don't
in this chat and
Yeah.
for this group, but I can't say that for Joe Blow who lives down the street.
Yeah. And did you know, I know if you asked, can you come in person or can you, give me a sign or give me this? I don't know about any of that, but I'm not ready to see a being standing in my room. I already had that happen in a way, but for some reason, when I woke up and saw this huge, like blue light being, it was like, I saw it and it was like, oh, okay. And I went back to sleep. But I mean, it was brilliant blues and white and all kinds of things. And it was as tall as the ceiling over by the window, in a form that would be like a being.
Right.
But it didn't, none of this ever gives me a shock or anything. I don't have any sensation like that, but I think.
Back up. Hey, wake up and look at me. I'm surprised I didn't wake you back up.
I still don't know exactly who that was or what that was, but I know it was gorgeous, brilliant, bright, gorgeous. I mean, it lit the room up, literally. But anyway, if I had a being that just popped in, I might be a little shocked.
Well, I mean, the first time that happened to me is when I was sitting in the metaphysical store with Mary and my friend Meg, and he came into the doorway. And there was 3 of us there, and we were in a great talk or having a great time talking, and it came to the doorway. I saw it. Meg and Mary could not see it.
Yes, because they're not tuned to that frequency.
Well, not exactly tuned to that frequency, is that I'm visual. Meg started hyperventilating. She could feel it, so she physically reacted to it. Mary could sense it, so it was all 3 of us had a different reaction to what arrived. So, and I think that's true for everybody. You just react differently. Meg, I had to ask it to go away because Meg was hyperventilating. She couldn't handle it. She couldn't handle that energy. Yeah. So, yeah. Sorry.
No, I really think, when we have experiences like that we're getting some kind of frequency interchange. I mean, some kind of experience that's going to elevate us in frequency.
Yeah, well, I would say it was not, I could see it, but also I was affected by emotionally, because I went from laughing to crying to laughing within seconds.
Oh yeah.
So it affected me physically also.
Wow. That's a profound experience.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was exhausted from that interaction. All of us were.
Sure. Absolutely. Well, yeah. I mean, that's, wow. That's like you were all having some kind of a recalibration or activation. I mean, that's definitely what that was, because you were literally, none of you were ever the same again. Whether you realize it or not, that shifted you and changed you all 3 of you.
Right.
And I love how you explained one felt it, one, the different feelings and sensations each had their own clair that was working for it. Right. So yeah, I love that. I can't believe it's almost an hour we've been on. And, even though, what we did is we talked about some concepts about Arcturians on the planet today, or not on the planet, or just different concepts. And here's the thing, everyone. You can have your own experience. You can call them in and talk to them. Whether it takes you a week, 2 weeks, however long, they will come right in and have a chit chat with you telepathically, sit in meditation, open that doorway up and talk. First, surround yourself with light, take your 3 breaths and allow yourself to experience that connection. Because you know what? Their energy is so beautiful. They're so powerful, and in the beginning, it'll knock your socks off.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that is why I do think I wasn't aware of what they were doing with me, or because they didn't want me to have all this input from everybody else and influence.
Yeah.
During those times I was trying to read books, the books would be blurred out for me in the beginning, so I couldn't get that information. So my information usually comes from personal experiences versus what I read or other people's things. Now I might listen to what other people say and question it, but I'll start reading on it. But most mine are usually direct interactions or things that I have with them. And it's usually not what you can see written or anywhere. Anyway, that's generally my
Well, my
experience.
experience is that they are energetically freaking high, so high that it'll blow your socks off. I remember when they came in and gave me that activation, and it is like a beam of light was shooting down through my crown all the way into my body. Just, I could feel all the different things, and I just wrote down everything I could remember about it. And I started doing these activations for other people. And this was 20 some odd years ago. And it was an experience that shifted me so much. I was never the same after that. My experiences since with all my Arcturian guides, they had me do activation. They just recently had me do the Trinity of Embodiment activation there were 11 people in the group that got this activation. It was a 3-part series. There are all kinds of things that are coming in and asking me to do that shift and anchor certain energy and frequency on the earth. But that's my experience with the Arcturians. The rest of all of this that we talked about today are concepts that are out there in the public. My experience is personal. Dr. Gail's is personal. And you can have your own personal experience. But this was an attempt to bring some concrete feeling that they're real. They're real beings. You can call on them. And they're really here to assist humanity. And just getting rid of that sense of strangeness or not realizing that, they're benevolent beings who are very advanced beings. And you are never the same after you start that kind of communication. It is always a big shift for you. And, I, for one, am so much more from that communication from the beginning, from like 20 some odd years ago. And I think this was to get you comfortable with that.
Sounds good.
In some way, shape, or form. So I do encourage you to reach out to the Arcturians because they are amazing beings of light and can really bring a lot of clarity into your life. And Dr. Gail, do you have any last words?
No, I agree. You can reach out to them and they'll come to you if you're ready, if you're wanting to. But there's so many other different people might not be connected to the Arcturians as much as they are the Palladians or the Greys or the Syrians. They're all out there. And you might connect to one more than the other. Val and I both are very much connected to the Arcturians,
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean that anybody else. And I mean, it might be somebody in there I connect to the dolphins, which would probably be would be Sirius B that you would be connected to. So, but they're all, higher frequency, higher vibration, helping us earth ascend. So whatever you want to connect to, just whatever feels right for you.
Well said. Well said. So whatever you feel attracted to is your lineage or your, who you would want to connect with for sure. And so thank you, Dr. Gail, for sharing that. And we'll leave it here. Thank you all for joining us today. It was interesting, but I hope your takeaway is that you will think about reaching out and connecting to whatever star family you feel the closest to, because the galactic beings are there ready to assist us in any way, shape, or form. So connect. That's all this is about. Do it and you will never look back. So thank you all. And go to Dr. Gail, Skywalking with Moon, like and subscribe. absolutely. And Dragonfly crystals. And go to dragonflycrystals.store, sign up for classes. I have them out there on the schedule now, all the classes. So thank you all. And we'll see you next time on Dr. Gail's channel. For Galactic Conversations. Bye, everyone.